Welcome again, Pisces. It's May 2014. I'm Dadhichi with the month in focus. That's the astrological focus, of course. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. I'm just going to briefly have a look at what's going on, but as I've been saying over the last month or two, I'm taking the format of trying to find a theme that can anchor the month, apart from it just being a purely chronological exercise, which I think you can find in most other of the YouTube sites here. So let's have a look at this. What I'm getting from you right now, Pisces, is almost this sense that your mind has run off somewhere. It's completely left you standing there. It's like, and you haven't quite caught up with where your mind is this month. And you know, I used to say to my students, the mind is like a Rottweiler. It's a vicious dog to a large extent, and you need a leash on that sometimes if you're going to resume control. Well, whatever control we think we might have in this dimension, in this life. So this month, it really is about reclaiming the awareness you have of your thinking processes. And I always say you should never underestimate the thinking processes. Sun, Mercury, the Moon, moving out of the third house. Yes, there is the tendency for the mind to run off and to leave you wondering what's going on there. But fortunately, it's the sign of Taurus, so that can help anchor your thinking and make your thinking a lot more methodical. And that's precisely what you need to do here. We see, as I mentioned earlier, in the last month or so, we've had this very important karmic shift from this third house of mind. In fact, a lot of you should be feeling some relief, even though the tail ending of this experience may still be there. It could have left some of you shell-shocked. You know, the nodes or these karmic vortexes of energy as they move through your horoscope can really shake things up. And it's the job of the South Node, this particular energy, as it's moved from your thinking sector to really radically change the way you see things, including the way you see yourself. And so that could be partly responsible for why some of you are feeling quite a bit of confusion, apart from the fact that your ruling planet is there in the sign of Pisces. I don't mean confusion in a muddled sort of way. I mean confusion with how to handle some of the pure energy that you're experiencing right now through these vibrations. You know, yours is the most idealistic sign. A couple of months ago, I was talking about this Neptune transit through your sun sign. You've also just had the exalted transit of Venus there. It's still there for a little while. That should continue up until, let's have a look here. It's going to be there up until the 3rd of May. So just for a little bit longer. But whilst it does that, you have the ability to dream incredible dreams about who and what you can be. That's also possibly why some of your thinking is not that anchored right now. And I would say to you that unless you've got a really clear game plan, then a lot of that thinking, a lot of that imagination is not what people would like to believe is creative visualization. It's just simply, you know, mental circles going on. So yes, you need to have all of that creative energy going on in the mind, but you mustn't let it leave you behind. You need to grab hold of that with the leash. Breath is a good way to start. Breathing in, breathing out, this natural rhythm of the breath is really the natural control of one's life and the spiritual awareness. This is called the Soham mantra. And if you do that, this is a very, very good way. This sounds like an advertisement, an interlude in the thing. No, but it's very, very important. If you just focus on the breath a little bit, you can use that as the leash to bring that Rottweiler back. And don't forget, your mind is your best friend, but it can also be your worst enemy, depending on whether the tail is wagging the dog, right? So it's important to take control of the mind this month. I've focused predominantly on this one issue because all of the other transits aren't going to mean anything if you don't have that controlling energy to direct it into these other areas of your life right now. That's also not only finance, but it has to do with real estate and property. That's leading up to the 16th. Venus moves into the conjunction of Uranus on the 16th as well. So that's when some incredibly, I call them electric, powerful surges of creative energy can come through with respect to your finances. And having that karmic point there usually tells me that, everyone wants to progress and cut the tie with the past. But it's not necessary to do that, because this is telling me there are aspects to your past, particularly in the way you're going to handle your finances, that can be very useful just now in consolidating maybe several streams of income, or the way you're earning your money, or the way you're going to implement a business plan even at this time. The 20th is also very nice from that same planet, Venus, in your second sector of finance, casting just a wonderful vibration up there to the 10th house of career. Sun then moves to the fourth sector of real estate on the 21st of May. So if what I just mentioned earlier relating to real estate and fixed assets is going to happen, it's quite likely after the 21st you should see a surge of energy in that direction. I like the favourable aspects of Jupiter to Saturn, Jupiter to the Sun on the 25th and 27th, and of course the Mercury to Venus again on the 28th. These are all very, very favourable aspects, and they spotlight those areas of your horoscope which relate to not just real estate, but love affairs as well. So there's some really good enjoyment of the company that you keep towards the very end of the month. I like Venus's quick, rapid movement out of your finance sector into the zone of travels, communication on the 29th. Now that is a time, just at the tail end of the month, when this shattering experience of the mental sphere, by what I've talked about, can be very much reduced, very much calmed. Venus can work wonders moving into this third house, so your communication will be much more gracious, much more entertaining, softer too. So I like that as a concluding note to your reading for the May 2014 period. And of course I hope you join me next month, especially those of you that are new. Don't forget to take a closer look at what's in store for you at astrology.com.au. We have the daily as well as this month in question in textual detail, along with the yearly forecast, plus a lot of other things there which I won't tell you about. I'm going to surprise you. See you next month. Bye-bye.